about that. I did that this summer. They just now released that. Yeah, he was just telling me about that. I was like, well, I think I was a one take guy on that. I mean, I'm pretty sure. No, I take that back because I didn't know the first line. They had to teach me the first line. I just knew a room without a roof. That's the only part I really knew. And I knew happy, happy, happy. But yeah, that was something we did this summer for Alumni Association or something. You know, we had fun time. So I don't know why they just got to put it out.
They figured you were happy after 40
Oh yeah. I was happy. Yeah, no doubt. Pharrell ain't got nothing on me. I didn't even know who Pharrell was until our bowl game. That's how sad that is. And we stayed at the Fontainebleau, and he was performing.
That's right.
And everybody was talking about Pharrell. I'm like, who's Pharrell? And literally, like a month later, that song hits, and I'm like, I know that guy. Anyway, all right. Well, good week of practice. Some breaking news. Move Rod Byers to offensive line, and really. Obviously, he doesn't know a whole lot, but just, you know, athletically on the hoof, I think it's a great move. It's a move I wish, you know, we'd made earlier. But you know, he really wasn't fired up about doing it, and but I think he's you know, taking advantage of his opportunity now, and you know, hopefully that'll be something that'll really pay off for us as we move through this season and also into next year. Other than that, pretty much practice as usual.
You switched to number 70.
Yeah, we've got him in. I guess that's what he's going to wear. We got him in 70 out there. I don't know if he chose that or if that's just what they do him in Monday.
Has he played much before, like in high school?
Yeah, he's played some offensive line. I mean, he's primarily been a defensive lineman, but he's actually, it's not like Shatley. You know, Shatley had never played offensive line. You know, Rod has, so he's got an understanding, and you know, it's just, I mean, he really, I think is a great move for our team and a great move for him, and you know, we'll see where it takes us.
Considering you're losing so many defensive linemen after this year, how does that affect your numbers, do you think, as far as having people available to play on the line next year?
Oh, we'll be fine. I mean, we're going to be transitioning at that position next year. Obviously, you lose 6 seniors, but we'll still have a good frontline group. The biggest difference next year will be we'll still have good depth, but it'll be inexperienced depth. Unlike this year, where we have really good depth and it's all experienced. That'll be the biggest change, and so but that's why you go recruit. You know, we got some guys that have kind of been waiting their time around here. Really excited about Jabril Robinson. I think he's going to be a great player. Pagano, you know, is kind of chomping at the bit for his time. Obviously, DJ Reader and Carlos Watkins, we know what they're capable of. And Dodd, and Ebo, Dane Rogers. I mean, we've got some guys. We just again, we'll be really good with our first group and talented but inexperienced with our depth. You know, that'll be the biggest difference in our team as opposed to this year. You know, we could always move Rod back. That's just something we'll see.
Has scout team been simulating 2 different quarterbacks this week?
Yeah, we've had 3 different quarterbacks because Coach V got in there today and ran 2 periods of quarterback. He wanted to sling it around a little bit and run it at his tempo. So I'm not sure how much that prepares us with Coach V working at quarterback, but there was a high sense of urgency. I'll tell you that. You know, they're going to do what they do. You know, they're not much different. We've seen both guys. I mean, they'll get into some spread stuff with both of those guys, but they're not going to change who they are. You know, they want to run the football, and you know, with that offensive line they got, big, strong veteran guys, and some really they're 4 deep at back. You know, they got 4 guys that can play, and you know, they've all had their big moments. You know, so kind of like us a little bit in that, you know, whoever kind of get that hot hand, I guess. But very, very capable, big, strong, you know, thick, physical guys in the backfield for them.
Have you ever had a team here at Clemson or even at Alabama that's had the kind of starts that this team has?
Starts?
Yeah.
You mean like
first quarters?
Like in the game? Yeah. I mean, we've had some teams here. I think for the most part have been a pretty good starting team. You know, the last couple of years. This year's been pretty special in that you know, it's been a little bit more complete. You know, defensively, not many people have even had a first down in their opening. You know,
5 straight 3 and outs.
yeah, and then I don't know, and not many first downs after that early in the game. And then offensively, you know, we for the most part have had very few 3 and outs right out of the gate. Even if we don't score, you know, it's important that we create field position with that first possession. And you know, 3 and outs really are not good. So we try to minimize those. But proud of our guys. I mean, that's just a reflection of preparation. You know, being ready to go and everybody being on the same page.
Injury-wise, with Stewart, Boulware, and Peak, where are they?
Boulware looks good. Stewart is much better. But it's just Wednesday. He's not ready to play today. But again, hopefully, if he can continue to make the type of progress that he's making, hopefully he'll be ready. But Boulware has looked good in practice, and so has Keller. You know, Sharon is still limited right now. Still a little sore from the shot that he got. He got a big shot on Sunday. Still a little sore from that. And that's about it. Cole looks good.
You mentioned that Louisville's best offensive line you've seen so far. Better than Georgia's and Florida State.
Well, I think they're very comparable to. I don't think I said they're the best offensive line. I think I said this is the best team we've probably played since Florida State, and they're very comparable to Florida State. Very comparable to NC State. You know, NC State had a good front. You know, all big guys, athletic, veteran, experienced guys. You know, Florida State's all seniors, and you know, that's the best group we've seen. And this group's not far from that at all. Very, very talented, impressive. You know, they're a gap scheme team, and they do a great job with their double teams. And, you know, our D tackle's going to play well against these guys.